Hey, this is Sam Black with another Eternal Masters draft, since I didn't really get to play all my rounds in that first one. The picks here are between Baleful Strix, Burning Vengeance, and Faith's Fetters. And to me, I think it's actually between Baleful Strix and Burning Vengeance. I think Burning Vengeance might actually just be a very good draft round card in this format, but Baleful Strix is also just an unreasonable rate in Limited. So to me, this pick is like pretty close, because Baleful Strix commits to 2 colors, but Burning Vengeance kind of also does and commits to an archetype, but the payoff is kind of higher. I'm going to try to draft the Burning Vengeance deck. So I'm going to take Fact or Fiction over Desperate Ravings, I think, although that pick is close. Desperate Ravings is fairly perfect. Both cards are perfect for the Burning Vengeance deck, really. Desperate Ravings works directly with it, and Fact or Fiction potentially dumps cards into your graveyard to use with it. But Fact or Fiction is the more exciting, exceptional card to get to play with in Limited. It just feels like a big deal, so I'm going to take it. Might be buying into the hype, but I can live with that. I'm hoping to table either Desperate Ravings or Quiet Speculation out of this pack. Would settle for Shoreline Ranger, but I don't think that's going to table anyway. Firebolt does what I'm trying to do. It is important to hate Relic of Progenitus, but not as important as getting a Firebolt for my deck. If I'd taken Baleful Strix, then I'd have taken Fact or Fiction and then Annihilate. But this is definitely the card for the path that I'm on. I'll just take another Firebolt. Just does exactly what I want to be doing. Obviously, what I really want to see is another Burning Vengeance. But for now, I'll just keep taking on-theme cards. This Faithless Looting. Is this card better than I think? Nope, that's about what I thought it did. Young Pyromancer would be another great one to see. Oh, Speak the Devil. I will take Young Pyromancer. Dream Twist is a card that, if everything goes perfectly, I will want, but Young Pyromancer is going to be better no matter what. I'm actually going to take Honden here. Log War Marshal, Pilgrim's Eye, Fanatic, Memory Lapse are all reasonable things to take, but since I'm basically drafting a blue-red control deck, getting a Personal Howling Mine is a pretty good way to turn removal spells that just buy time into actually winning the game. Also, the Red Houndin is very good. If I can get both of them going, that'll be awesome. If I see a Red Houndin. This one's interesting. Avarox is definitely a finisher that I could get into with this deck. Quiet Speculation is a very reasonable enabler, but I think I just want Faithless Looting. I think it's the best way to do what I'm trying to do. This is between Civic Wayfinder, Rugged Highlands, Gaia's Blessing, and Dream Twist. If I can get multiple Gaia's Blessings, it starts to do something pretty sweet where I can cycle good things back into my deck and make my deck better over time. Yeah, I'm going to take Gaia's Blessing. I'm probably not going to use it, but now if I see a second Gaia's Blessing, that becomes something that I might want to try to splash for. Okay, these both tabled. I think Desperate Ravings is better than Quiet Speculation. I think it just plays better with what I'm trying to do. Quiet Speculation, like the flashback sides of these cards that I'm drafting aren't the good sides. I'd rather just build up my cards that have flashback rather than ways to find more of them. This thing is pretty mediocre. I hope to not play it, but actually I'm going to put Commune in my sideboard in case I end up doing the splash thing. I don't think Screeching Scab is good. Tooth and Claw is not good in this archetype. I'll sideboard this thing. Sideboard Dream Twist. Sideboard Glacial Wall. Alright, so having a Civic Wayfinder means that I'm definitely interested in trying to splash. A lot of good options here. Worn Power Stone just fuels all my business. Werebear does that in a less committed way. Manowar is just a very good card. Prodigal Sorcerer is a very good card. I'm actually going to take the Worn Power Stone. I think just having extra mana to use my flashback stuff is going to be very important. Thornwood Falls is also on Color Fixer. Milliken is also really good. This is this puts things in my graveyard that I can use and ramps me, but I think there are a reasonable number of things like Prodigal Sorcerer and Flame Jab that punish 1 toughness creatures, so I'd rather avoid it if I can. So I'm taking the 1 Power Stone here, but there are a lot of cards I'd be happy to table out of this pack. Toxic Deluge is a very powerful card that is not going to end up in my deck. Green Honden is a kind of funny option since I already have Blue Honden and I'm looking to go multiple colors. I think I'm just gonna go ultra conservative here and take the blue-green dual land. Make it as likely as possible that I can support my 3-color mana base so that I can safely draft toward it. And then hope to table this, but there are plenty of other reasonable blue and green cards that I could get out of this where I'd be totally satisfied. Well, Bloodbraid Elf and Counterspell and Milliken and Pilgrim's Eye and Manowar are all very reasonable. It seems hard to turn down Bloodbraid Elf. I guess I'll take Young Pyromancer over Harmonize. Just because Young Pyromancer is definitely going to be outstanding in my deck. Let's see here. I think this is just Desperate Ravings. Honden is a little tempting, but I think I want to stick to primarily working on this flashback game plan. Abundant Growth is a reasonable fixer. Houndin. I'm just gonna keep War and Power Stoning. How good is this thing? As long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, when it enters the battlefield, draw 3, discard 2. It's like pretty impressive. I'm good at getting Threshold, and draw 3, discard 2 is really good. But I think I want War and Power Stone first. This is a common. I might see others of it. Slate Wirewood Symbiote. I'm just going to take the land here. Though Una's Grace is actually pretty tempting. Goes to my graveyard pretty easily. Really good with Young Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm going to take Una's Grace. Really good with Burning Vengeance, really good with Young Pyromancer. Really good with War and Power Stone, because it means that I just don't need as many lands. So this is between Wee Dragonauts, Wonder, and Peregrine Drake. And this thing feels like it's probably really good in my deck. Interesting. War and Power Stone, and Manowar, and Thornwood Falls, and Milliken all tabled. I think I have enough War and Power Stones. Sits between the dual land and the creature, the Milliken. I think I don't want Manowar, oddly enough. I do want my mana to work, but Milliken also seems pretty great. Yeah, I'll take Milliken. Just so much value. I think I want the 3/3 more than the 2/2. Oh wait, no, this is where I want Houndin. Do I want another Milliken over a Manowar? At a certain point, I'm probably just supposed to accept that Manowar is a good card and I want it in my deck, but I'm going to go for the Milliken. Here's a Cephalid Sage. Sentinel Spider seems hard to cast. I'm going to take this Abundant Growth and just make my mana better. Ooh, another Sage. Millikens are helping with the threshold for these Sages. Carbonize stands out. Dragon Predator is pretty good. Dragon Predator might just be busted. Yeah, I should probably just take this thing. Flinthoof Boar, Houndin, Deep Analysis. I feel like somewhat obligated to take Deep Analysis. Flinthoof Boar is probably great. There's also a Daze, but I'm going to Deep Analysis. Just so much value. Very good with the Lootings and the Ravings. And the Millikens and the Power Stones. So this is between Werebear, Sylvan Might, Thornwood Falls. I think I'd want Werebear. I think I'm very good at Threshold, and this becomes a large creature. And the mana creature is also welcome. Timberwatch Elf, or Werebear, or Thornwood Falls, or Daze. Timberwatch Elf is really messed up, but I do not have a lot of elves. Just Wayfinder and Bloodbraid. I don't think that's the right way to go. Shoreline Ranger is not bad. I have kind of a ton of playables at this point. I actually just want to take the land. I have a lot of good mana creatures wherever it would be good, but not necessary. Yeah, I think I just want dual lands. Counterspell or dual land or Entomb. I wonder if Entomb is worth a lot. Doubt it is, but worth checking. No, it's only like 2 tickets. So Counterspell or the land. I think it's the land. Blue is just not easy enough. Second Burning Vengeance. That's exactly what we were looking for. It's the ideal card. I think I'd want another Trigon Predator here. Civic Wayfinder is good, but I feel like Trigon Predator can just beat some people. So Desperate Ravings, or Surfwater Cliffs, or Werebear. Can't really have too many Desperate Ravings in this kind of deck, can you? I feel like the answer is no. But I do have kind of too many playable cards. And more dual lands does help my situation. Oh well. I'll take Silent Departure here, I guess. This is interesting. I could take Nature's Claim, or Honden, or Flinthoof Boar, or Curdape. I don't think I need the Honden. I think I just want the Flinthoof Boar. I'll take the dual land over the Sylvan Might, though this does have flashback. I don't have that many creatures. I'm just gonna hate this thing. I'm not gonna want any of those cards. Those last 2 picks were pretty reasonable sideboard options. Alright, so now I have to try to get this down. Assume that I don't want Flinthoof Boar, unless I know it's going to be good. Assume that this is kind of slow, and I don't need it to make my Seeing Winds better. Let's get rid of this for now so that I can keep an accurate count of the playables that I'm working with. Wow, I'm super heavy. Let's try to get by without Abundant Growth. So I have 10 things that I can play from my graveyard. And I want to keep it as close to that as I can. I feel like since I got all these free Millikins and Werebears, maybe 2 Worn Power Stones is just too much, since the Millikins are really good at turning on my stuff. I can side them out if my opponent is punishing that kind of creature, 1 toughness creatures. I like the Flyers, I like the Sages, I like the Bloodbraid Elf. Let's assume this is slow and doesn't actually help me win. Because I have kind of infinite access to cards anyway. Silent Departure is my worst flashback spell. If I'm cutting this Honden, maybe I'll just cut the Worn Power Stones. And then I have a lot of card draw, so I can probably get by on 16 lands. I'm going to play all of these, and now to try to make my mana work. Let's see, that's 4 blue sources, and 3 green. Let's see. I'm kind of even. I don't have a splash. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue cards, and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green cards, but my Civic Wayfinder gets my blue mana. I have the most red cards, and Faithless Looting and Desperate Ravings help find my other colors. This is 7 red, 7 blue, 6 green. What if we go 8 red, 6 blue, 6 green? That seems like it's probably best. And then I can just Faithless Looting and Desperate Ravings into my other colors. This deck is weird, should be fun. I haven't seen any decks like this in this format, but I haven't played a lot of this format. I mean, this feels like it's definitely one of the decks that is supposed to exist, although I don't know that it's necessarily expected to be 3-color. But I think that my green cards are good. Werebear, Civic Wayfinder, 2 Trigon Predators, and a Bloodbraid Elf. Werebear feels very good in this archetype since I'm so good at Threshold. Civic Wayfinder helps with card quantity for my Lootings and Ravings, and Bloodbraid's Bloodbraid. Just hope my Millikins don't mill my Burning Vengeances. Really excitingly good Young Pyromancer deck, if my Young Pyromancers live.